Good morning,
Good morning.
Good morning.
and welcome to TREKFAST.
I'm Corey.
My name's Michael.
I'm Trong.
Today we have special guest and roommate, Truong.
It's true.
Very excited to finally have him on the show. He's been lingering in the background of some episodes for those eagle-eyed TREKFAST fans.
Yeah, sorry, I don't realize it's happening sometimes, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to be looking at the camera right now.
Oh, you are. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you don't have to look at the camera.
No,
You
I
can look-
should. I'm like looking at the screen.
It's
where
okay to
that
look at the
doesn't make
camera,
any
but it's
sense.
also okay to look anywhere you want right now.
Yeah, I'm that guy who walks in the doorway sometimes.
And Truong also does all the music for the post-episode
Yeah, I do.
sequences. So there's a little fun fact.
We're meaning to have you for a while.
Yes.
As an official
So excited
guest.
to finally have him on.
It's a pleasure.
Now, if I remember correctly, you said that your mom is really into Star Trek, right? You watched them as a kid? Did I?
Yeah, we used to watch it on Sci-Fi. We used to watch that, and we used to watch Stargate SG-1.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's mostly something you kind of did as a kid with your mom, not as much as an adult, right? Not like super. Yeah.
Oh, my one aunt actually gave me like tapes of. See, I'm not very good with Star Trek, but the one with Patrick Stewart.
Next gen. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I used to.
So
I
you
had,
did this,
like,
like,
but they're random.
VHSs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
random. So I remember watching them, but like I had no real
Got it.
placement of what was really going on. But
Cool.
That's
So
pretty
something that's been there, your life, but not necessarily a huge fan, but we're excited to have you today.
oh yeah, Star Trek pervades all things that I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you'll find it. It's iconic.
There you go. All right, let's show what we have for breakfast. Corey?
Just simple egg bagel, whipped cream. I'm not whipped cream, just cream cheese and sriracha. Why did I say whipped cream? But onion bagel, it's kind of small. That's why I put it on the small plate. So
Sorry.
a nice, modest breakfast.
Sweets are alright because I really had dark chocolate Kit Kats, which I didn't know existed, but I ate them. So
You mysteriously
Sweets
acquired
morning.
them and ate them.
Corey, yeah.
a staple point.
And I also have a bagel. I have a poppy seed bagel toasted with jalapeno cream cheese, and only one of them has a ring of sriracha. The other does not. And yeah, Truong, show everyone what you got.
I don't have breakfast stuff, but it's all good. I got combos.
His combos left over from his last night midnight Wawa expedition, which I
Yes.
drove him because he was too drunk.
Yeah, I generally have this tendency to wait till Mike gets home and then I try and bribe him with
He's the
Wawa to
responsible
take
one
me to
of the house.
Wawa.
Well, the deal was I will drive you to Wawa, but you have to be a guest on TREKFAST.
Oh yeah, there was that.
That's what this is the other end of that these combos right now.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing you're having for breakfast?
Oh yeah, so I like to have my coffee with a nice, delicious, nutritional Newport 100 menthol.
100% American.
So Truong will be consuming cigarettes and combos. And
It's going to be quite delicious.
oh, also, Truong and I have cold coffee, and Corey has hot. So there you go. Now,
And I slept in the hot room for, I don't know. I just like hot coffee. It wakes me up.
All right, we have more cold coffee if you want some.
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it.
All right,
I microwaved it. It's yesterday's coffee, but that's okay. Coffee's good forever,
all right,
right?
Last I checked.
all
What's
right.
the name of the episode?
So we're ready to rock. We are on season 3, episode 19, the Requiem of Methuselah. Hopefully I said that right.
Yep, that's...
I'm feeling good about it.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
now Truong, typically you have cigarettes for breakfast, right? Typically you
Yes.
don't eat a breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
Has it
Unless
al-
I'm hungover.
Has it always
or-
been that way your whole life, or is it just because you work so early in the morning?
No, I think it's just because I'm addicted to cigarettes.
Right, and then I guess that they're not as hungry when you have. So you're not that
Oh
hungry when you
yeah, I
wake up
guess
in the morning.
it's definitely like a thing in the morning. Like it definitely like decreases your appetite. But I don't know if that's really the conscious thing, as it is really just that I'm just like I have coffee generally in the morning, or I like to be outside in the morning, and the cigarette just makes me feel like a writer or some kind
Outside,
of badass.
right? We should do an episode outside one day.
We're gonna...
Yeah,
Hey,
I literally start my mornings always with a cigarette, and it's.
'Cause I also like to eat
outside.
my
I
breakfast
like to-
outside.
Mhm.
Someone remind me. All right, let's do this. Season 3, episode 19, Requiem of Methuselah. Oh, Corey, did you grab the remote? It's right there by the Wii pad. Yeah.
Captain's log, stardate 5843.7. The Enterprise is in the grip of a raging epidemic. 3 crewmen have died and 23 others have been struck down by Yazujian fever. In order to combat the illness, Dr. McCoy needs large quantities of right talon, which is the only known antidote for the fever. Our sensors have picked up sufficient quantities of pure right talon on a small planet in the Omega system. Forget.
You like mind meld with it and make them forget or something? I think that's what's happening. Well then.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Oh man, so much to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with a recap of this episode. Trong, we did the start the recap, and we can come in and help.
Yeah, alright. So, the ship has some kind of sickness. I forget what exactly it's called.
I also don't remember what it's called, but it's spread throughout the entire ship.
It's something
Yeah.
fever.
Yeah, and so they need this certain type of, I guess, material.
Which I did write down. It's called Rye Talon.
Yeah, right.
They need Rye Talon.
Talent.
So they go down to this planet to harvest it, and they meet this robot first, actually. And it just essentially tries to kill them, and then
It's like tiny floating.
yeah, and then the first character we're introduced to on this planet, or pretty much one of the only characters, is Mr. Flint, who is just a caped, Renaissance-looking kind of man. And I guess I don't know how in depth we want to go with
Yeah.
this. Like,
So
them
they
talking.
pretty much they're trying to get the Rye Talon from Mr. Flint, and he's kind of like being weird. They don't really quite trust him. And he says he's going to just give it to them. And then they meet Raina, which is Flint's like a girl that he says he just like raised.
Which is weird because we also do see him attempt to kiss her as well.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah, he's also like in love with her.
Yeah.
And eventually you find out she's an android, and that he made her, and that he is Leonardo da Vinci and immortal.
And needs someone to keep up with his vast intellect and his immortality. So he builds the perfect woman, as Kirk says it. There's a lot of, and then for some reason, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Keep going. I love it.
In the middle, like, there is no, first he's like, leave, get off my planet, this is my planet, I should kill you. And then when the woman's like, oh, he's keeping her from them, he's keeping Raina from them. She's like, oh, other people, other humans, I want to meet them. And he's like, okay. And then once, because there's a fever on the ship, they're all trying to get there, and time is of the essence. And Kirk, once she turns the corner, Kirk's just like, well, gotta stay now, gotta stay here. And the whole episode, he just immediately falls in love with her. It's really weird.
Instantly in love with her. And I guess the evil plan for is that Flint wants Kirk to like fall. He like almost like sets them up on a date to try to. And I guess what Kirk says later is to get this android to have emotions, so that then he can like transfer those emotions to him instead of Kirk. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Really bizarre
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I guess in hindsight now, because he had created or like made all these or Rainas really, like I think because he couldn't get any kind of real emotion, not any even real reaction from the first time we see her kiss. He tried to kiss her. He doesn't actually even kiss her. Like, and then you see her reaction, I guess, amongst the three men, and then you see his eyes. And I guess that's the slyness where he is still doing experiments. He's like, oh, like, this is a catalyst. This is the next experiment to see if we can get this version of her to elicit any kind of real emotion.
Yeah.
So it's this weird ploy. Like, his diabolical scheme is not really diabolical,
He
but
just
more
like
so
wants.
selfish.
Yeah, he's just lonely and wants to be in love, but he's also withholding the.
Right, Talon.
Did he ever see why he wouldn't just give him to him? Did he just say he just like doesn't?
Well, I
see
think
that-
he's prolonging it because he needs
Oh, he's
them
just
to
right.
like get this jumpstarting her, like,
He
was
being
just
able
like,
to, like,
You got it.
He wanted her to fall in love with Kirk so he could kill him.
Weird plan.
So she would love him.
yeah.
It's
Or
like-
just, like, to awaken her, like, you know, it's like, I guess, like, AI doesn't really feel yet, and then it does, and that was the last process. Because all the other ones were just, like, I guess hadn't even gotten to that point. And I think that's kind of where it's all at, really.
So strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Weird.
let's do reviews. Corey, you want to go first?
A few. It was.
Here, I'll move it closer to you.
It was kind of meh. I mean, I liked that they went to a different planet and they discovered. I liked that they discovered that he was Da Vinci, and Spock was just enamored by everything because everything was authentic. Some highlights is Spock's exploring and he finds a piano there. There's just a gold piano, and he just starts playing it. It's amazing. It's this giant gold piano. It's great. And they start dancing, and it's really weird. They play pool, and it's really weird. I don't know. It's bizarre. Another highlight is there's a robot that, like, I guess is, like, floating around and, like, like kind of like intimidating them. And it's really funny because it's also like his, like, slave bot. So he's just like, oh, he'll go prepare the right
I
Oh,
believe
talent.
the robot was M4.
Oh,
I apologize
No, that's
to,
right.
to ball robots everywhere. M4. But yeah, it was weird. I don't know why Kirk immediately fell in love. I know that's like his things, like space love diplomacy.
It was really forced. This
It was
time.
like,
I
oh, I love
understand
her.
why they used it divisively, but it also was just like,
Yeah.
dude, you, like, literally, like, I mean, it always happens the same way, but this one was just, like, definitely, like, not even. It was just too convoluted.
It made no sense.
I
Why?
get it, but okay.
All right, Corey, how many bagels? You gonna-
I'm gonna give it 2, honestly. I mean, there wasn't too many effects. Oh, another highlight was, I guess they had one of those paintings of the landscape for like a couple seconds. That was kind of cool. But you know, it was just so forced and so lame at the end. And you know, they're all like, you know, everyone on our ship is dying. You know, Kirk, and it's like Kirk and this Flint guy just fighting over like a woman, and there's all these flaws and inconsistencies. But when you find out that there's all these different like he like worked to make this woman, so there's a bunch of different it's kind of like you make another one. I guess it's just kind of like, all right, it's like you're fighting, and it's just like, oh, we can just see how the experiment goes out. But it's like, I love her, and it's like, but you just said she's not she's someone you made. Like it's like it just was weird. So I definitely a 2 out of 5 onion bagels with a lot of sriracha.
All right.
And no Sulu. I'm angry.
That's right. No Sulu. Sulu meter stays where it is. The first one in a while he has not been on.
Oh, how we discovered that he wasn't on the ship is kind of ridiculous. As like a test of power, Flint puts their ship on hold, and to show it, he shrinks it down and puts it in the room they're in. It just appears there, but it's just the model of the Enterprise. It's really funny from from the opening credits. And there's a great shot where Kirk just looks in at it, and it's just like his face. It's really funny. He's like looking at a bunch of ants.
Really,
Yeah.
honey, I shrunk the kids.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with Corey that I liked the robot. The standouts of the episode were M4, the robot, the waltzing scene, and then Tiny Enterprise. Those were kind of like the 3 coolest moments of the episode. The rest was just all love, and, you know, we're tired of Kirk being in love. It happens all the time. He just would fall in love with anything.
If you just call what's going to happen based on Kirk looking at a woman, it's just bad. It's like, no more. No more now. Do something else.
It was just so strange. At least there was also a pretty decent fight at the end between Flynn and Kirk, and then like Spock and McCoy were just watching. They were just so over it. They were just like, "What? Our whole ship is dying,
Yeah.
and you're like in love with an android? What's like? They're both like, this is such a waste of time."
It was a waste.
Yeah,
of
like
time.
literally every cut during like the climax was just Spock and McCoy just kind of like literally to the side, like, "Are you done yet? Like, just to remind you, Captain, that we're here for this other thing. So whenever you're done with that, we'll just, you know, so you know."
Oh, one more thing. McCoy's really bitterly like you can't love monologue at the end was really funny.
Right. I was going to bring that up.
Oh, sorry.
McCoy, no, that's okay. McCoy, I'm glad you brought it up because I haven't mentioned it in a while in the show. But McCoy is in love with Spock, and I haven't brought it up in a while. I know it's something I mention a lot, but you really see it at the end of this episode. McCoy gives this whole monologue about why Spock will never experience love, and then he just looks, and then McCoy just like looks really sad after it, like, and he'll never love me. Like you could tell he's talking about Spock specifically feeling towards him. He wants Spock bad.
I can see it.
You see, I feel sorrier for you than I do for him. Because you'll never know the things that love can drive a man to. The ecstasy.
I did like this episode better than the one we watched last time, so I'm going to say 2.5 bagels. 2.5 poppy seed bagels.
Cool.
All right, Trong. You're up. What did you like? What did you not like? And how many cigarettes are you going to give it?
Let's see. Well, we'll start with what I didn't like. Because, see, I'm a very casual Star Trek fan, so I'm kind of seeing this... Like, I see episodes here and there, but, like, so I can kind of catch on with some of the stuff these other the guys are saying. But I guess, like, for me, like, anything that was kind of, like, bad, like, was just kind of funny and still enjoyable for me. Because I'm just, like... There are moments for me where I'm like, what the hell is happening? I'm not sure.
But it's still fun and you're still enjoying it.
Yeah, like I wasn't just like lost. It was just more so just like, I guess just like the story itself was very second nature to, I guess, kind of, it just seems like a transitional episode where they were like, you know what, we kind of have these other things we want to try. Let's just see how they go. And we kind of have this episode we can kind of do the wayside. Like, I enjoyed the overall story once you kind of figure out what was happening, but I guess just the way they approached it wasn't the best. Like, I think it could have been a good episode, but it just kind of came off more wonky and just kind of inconsequential, which is, there's also nothing wrong with episodes like that.
Yeah.
You know, you're still seeing some insight into some things. And it is interesting because even further, because we were all looking at each other after McCoy had said that whole thing, is like, was it a mind meld where he was trying to, like, kind of feel the empathy of what Kirk was going through to, like, understand what
yeah,
love
we
was?
forgot to mention
or
that.
Or was he trying to have him really forget, like,
yeah,
just wipe
I think
that?
that's what happens at the end. Spock, we forgot to mention that Spock, like, makes Kirk forget the whole experience because Kirk's, like, depressed at the end because I don't know, yeah, because she doesn't...
But it shows also the capacity that maybe he does feel and maybe he does have love, because I don't think he would have done that otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't know, it still seemed ambiguous to
That's a
me
good point.
as a casual...
That's a very good
like,
point.
I could see it as a couple different things,
Yeah.
and honestly, that, to me, seemed like... It almost felt like that was the scene they wanted to base everything else around, like, was just like... I mean, that should have been played up maybe a little bit more, like...
I agree.
But I thought it was interesting that it was this very ambiguous, very, like, kind of weird last note,
Yeah.
but it really was the most cohesive thing
Yeah.
to take in lieu of, like, the whole rest of the episode. Could have just been like, what? And then you're like, oh, okay, I can see what they were
It
trying
would
to
have
do
been
here.
definitely did more interesting episode. It was more of Kirk being depressed than him just, like, smirking and grabbing his
Yeah.
shoulders and chins.
He never gets depressed too, which is really weird.
He went into, like, catatonic, like, depression state.
Yeah.
And this is a guy where, honestly, I think the last episode that I ever saw with you guys, like, and maybe not even before this, you guys started filming it, was him on that planet where he impregnates, like, a Native American woman and she dies. He didn't even feel that depressed. Like, he had more of, like, the romantic, like, oh, you know, reaching out. This one, he legit is just like...
I believe that was a TREKFAST episode. I believe we
That
did
was.
shoot that one.
Oh, yeah. And then just, like, is just not responsive. Just
His
there on
Native
the
American
desk.
wife. I forgot about that one, yeah.
That was a weird episode.
So, how many cigarettes are you going to give this one, do you think?
I give it 2. Yeah.
2 cigarettes. So,
Yeah.
pretty low reviews. 2s, 2.5s.
I mean, what's the max? Do you
5.
get 5?
5, yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, 2. Yeah.
2.
I mean, it ain't anything crazy, but it was entertaining. I'd smoke a cigarette, is what I'm saying.
All right.
Cool.
That's all we have time for today. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you later. Happy TREKFASting.
Bye.
Surf the stars.